Hello, and welcome to another episode of Keeping It Real, Stayin Live edition. This is the third official episode of the show where we create positive social support by collaborating with others in the mental health and fitness industries. For our third official guest, she's coming in from North California, and there she is, Alejandra. Okay.
Awesome.
Hello, how are you?
Good, how are you, Tim?
I'm doing great. This is the first time we're actually meeting face to face.
Yes.
So I want to thank you so much for being on the show. And just so everybody knows who you are, your name is Alejandra Adaui, and you own TransformFX Fitness in North California, right? And you're a healing and mindfulness coach. So for everyone who doesn't know what that means, what is it that you do out there?
Thank you for having me. That's the first thing I want to say. And hi.
Thank you for being here, for being a part of it.
Thank you. I love what you're doing. I definitely enjoy, everything that you're sharing. And it's so important to have people like you to spread, real tools to help people out there. Ask me what I do. I do help people remember to bring that spark back into their life. A lot of us have gone through, difficulties and depression, and, we have had really dark times in our lives. And I wish back then that I knew what I know now. So having real tools to remind you that, there is hope. There's something that you can really do, and we have it within us. So only helping people through fitness and getting their body moving, but that's the only thing that would work, because people will continue to, do the yo-yo thing where they gain and lose weight, until we don't really reach deep and find out what is going on inside, right? Because we tend to just say, oh, I'm going to start losing weight and I'm going to start on Monday. But then that motivation doesn't last long, and it's not something that you can just go and buy at the store, right? You have to find it within you. What we need to create is habits. And I can personally tell you from my experience that has been my journey, just creating new habits and just finding out, what really brings you happiness, what brings you joy. That's what we need to find first. That's what I focus on. That is my passion.
That's awesome. And do you integrate that, all of that into your business at TransformFX, or is the business just the fitness end of it?
So we have introduced different kind of ways to help them stick with their nutrition and stick with their fitness, and making sure that they're working out consistently, because again, we lose motivation, it's hard. So if we don't know the reason why we want to do this, it's a lifestyle, right? So until we don't figure that part out, I realized over the years that our clients would not really stick to anything because it is hard, right? So bringing those self-care tools and just helping them with taking care of their mind first and foremost, and then the physical, right? Because if we don't take care of this, then we will not be able to see a fitness routine. So
you can't have one without the other.
Absolutely. Yin and yang, right?
Yes, absolutely. So thank you so much for what you do.
Thank you.
I didn't even know until now how that integrated into your business, but that's great that that differentiates you from other just fitness companies, because you're taking more of a holistic approach to people's fitness, which is tremendous. That's going to help so many people on that next level. So thank you for that. Now, Alejandra, I wanted to connect people with your why. Why is it that you've chosen this path for yourself? Why is it that you do what you're doing now in life?
The reason why I do what I do, I did not expect that this is how my life was going to end up. And I am so grateful because I have so much passion for what I do. And I believe that in order to talk about something, you have to go through it. It's a long story, so I'm going to make it a little shorter for you guys. I moved here when I was very young. I'm originally from Peru. So I went through a lot of changes very, very fast. And
Mhm.
so, you know, I left my whole family back in Peru. I'm here with my husband that I love with all my heart, and my daughter. That's my daughter Francesca there, the one that you saw. And so it was really, really hard for me to adjust to a different, you know, culture, different country. I was only 19. So anyway, going through a lot of different changes, I thought that I was going to, you know, I wanted to be a dancer. I love music. So I'm always been very creative. So, you know, going through all those changes so fast, I know now that I was clinically depressed. I was going through depression. I didn't know. And that's one of the things that I see in clients that I meet. Most people don't know that they
Yeah.
are going through depression, right? Because it's like this cloud that is just
I
hanging over.
didn't know. I didn't know when I started going through it. I had no idea what it was. I thought depression was something like just a mood. When something bad happens, you get depressed, you know?
Exactly,
But that's
exactly.
that's
It's
part of the stigma
yeah,
that we're trying to break out here. So,
it is much deeper than that, right? And so,
yeah.
but we don't know it. So I lived my life that way, not knowing why I didn't have that spark in my life, and I've always had it. These are the things that you have to go through, right, in order to find your passion, in order to find whatever it is that you want to do in your life. And so I gained a lot of weight going through this time in my life, right? And so I wasn't the same person. I was depressed all the time. I
Yeah.
was just living my life, just existing. And so going through all these changes and figuring out, okay, so this is what I have. Actually, there was a nurse that actually told me that this is what I had. I was
Mhm.
depressed. And so when I figured that out, I was like, okay, now I know what the problem is. So now I can fix it or try to fix
Yeah.
it. Right. So just learning different things. And the first thing that actually completely started to give me that energy back into my life, and I was a little bit happier, was exercising. So I started to move my body. I started to exercise. I fell in love with, you know, lifting weights and all that. And so that's kind of how I got into the fitness industry because of my own personal experience. I lost about 60 pounds and fell in love with how, you know, other people were asking me what I was doing. I would give them advice. They will implement the advice and feel great. And it was just that exchange of energy, you know,
Mhm.
that
It brings a sense of fulfillment, right?
exactly, absolutely. So it
Yeah.
made me feel alive again. And so that's how I got into the fitness industry. So
Yeah.
the component that was missing for me was that mental aspect, right? When we decided to implement all these tools, I started to see how people were really blossoming again because it's not just about hitting the weights and working out all the time, right? There's always something missing if we do not know exactly what that is. And so implementing these tools have helped our clients tremendously. Just feel happy. You know, it's about finding that happiness in your life, why you do the things that you do, not just be like zombies, right? Just
Right.
being
Yeah.
happy.
Not just going through the motions or getting comfortable, but actually finding what you're passionate about, then doing that thing brings that extra level of happiness into
Yeah,
your life.
absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
that's an awesome journey, and congrats on your own progress in your personal life, on the weight loss, on your building your own business. Congrats on that.
Thank you.
And just a thank you from me to you, from the general public, for the work that you're doing, because it's so important to try and help people get on the right path, you know, back into that space where they can be happy, because we all have the ability. We
Yeah.
just don't, a lot of us don't know that we have that ability. So very cool. I feel like we're on very similar paths as well, because this thing I'm doing is combining fitness with mental health tools, and we're growing in that direction as well.
Yes.
We just got into what you do, why you do it. Would you like to get into the tool? Because I like to ask everyone to share a free mental health tool that we can use in our lives on our personal journeys.
I would love to share something that has worked for me tremendously. And this is something that we are actually asking our clients, our members to do. When we ask them to do this, they are not only reporting to us that they feel great throughout the whole day and they're making it a habit, but they are able to stick to, you know, work life, life in general, because you are working on your mindset from the time that you wake up. So it's important to set your day for success when you know, wake up in the morning. The thing that I love doing that has helped me personally has been meditation. So when I really started to figure out what that was and what you actually do, and I started to actually do it, that's when I started to see a difference in how I think, you know, how my day goes, the choices that I make. Just start with 5 minutes, because for me, it was overwhelming too. I'm that person that, you know, I'm always thinking and my brain doesn't stop thinking.
I can
And
relate to
then,
that
right?
100%.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's good for business. It's not that great for everything else, right?
yes. And so it was really hard for me to even start meditating. I was like, there's no way I can do that. It's like anything, right? It's like a muscle that you train, and the biggest muscle in your body is your brain, right? So we have to train it. And so imagine if you can train your brain, all the things that you can accomplish, right? So that's what I recommend to people that have never meditated before, to
Yeah.
start with a guided meditation. It can be 5 minutes.
And you were doing just 2 minutes, and even with 2 minutes, you were feeling a difference in your day,
Yes,
right?
yes, yes.
So what's something simple that we can do on our own? What's some, like maybe I can do it now with you even. You have
Absolutely.
some,
How to start is to actually just find a spot to where you can sit down and cross your legs. In those 2 minutes, what you can do is to just close your eyes and just bring that awareness to your breathing. Start relaxing your shoulders, your legs, and just breathe. Inhale through the nose, exhale out through the mouth. And in those 2 minutes, by just focusing on your breathing, you will feel a complete change. The energy is going to shift within you. So when you're in that state, you are much more productive. You can think clearly, because we're always, you know, I have to do this, I have to do that. And so just doing that for 2 minutes is just
yeah.
amazing what you can accomplish. And then you do a little bit more. Maybe next week you do 3. Maybe next week you do 4. And then you can start really meditating with a guided app that I would recommend doing that.
It takes you out of your head,
Yeah.
right? And it puts you right into your body, into the real physical now. It has that instant effect, like that calming effect on your nervous system, just gets you centered so you think nice and clear.
Yes.
And I think it's pretty amazing that we have this free tool available to us, and it's powerful.
Very powerful.
And there's a million people walking around out there with no clue that they have this power to control their own mind, to control their own body, and move in this healthy direction. So thank you so much for sharing that.
Yeah.
And
Thank you.
is there anything else that you'd like to add about what you're doing? How do people get in contact with you if they're interested in trying this fitness program?
Sure. We have a fitness page. It's called TransformFX Fitness NorCal. We're in Concord, California. And then I also have my personal page, which is Alice Barkles. Yeah, you can ask me any questions that you want. I would love to help. That's the thing that motivates me to do what I do. For me, this is not a job. I enjoy talking to people.
One of the things we do on every live training session and most of our other segments is we think about one thing we're grateful for before we start, because it puts us in a positive mindset. And right now, I'm grateful for this. I'm grateful for the tool. I'm grateful for you being here, for collaborating with me, and I'm grateful that we're all going in the same direction.
Grateful for you for inviting me. I really appreciate you.
This has been a really good segment, and I
Yes.
think it's added a lot of value. I'm looking forward to maybe working together in the future on some other types of collaborations.
Absolutely. Thank you, Tim.
Thank you so much. Take care.
You too. Bye, guys.